Hey guys, I'm podcast producer and host Benji Dolly, and welcome to another episode of the Facerocker Podcast, the official RocketJump Podcast. Today's episode is episode 91, and this week is Emmy's week. So of course we're going to be talking about TV and what our favorite shows were this year. Things that struck a nerve with us and that we really enjoyed. We've got Rocketjump the Show producer Ashim Ahuja to sit down today, as well as Rocketjump the Show production coordinator Michael Tanango. These guys are TV buffs. They live for content. They watch it. They love it. They learn from it, so they know exactly what they're talking about. And it's a pretty fun convo. We think you'll really enjoy it. Before we get going today, though, I want to give you an idea of what we've got on our other channels this week. So make sure you go take a peek at these. Head over to RocketJump 2, and you can catch the latest This Week at RocketJump, featuring Anthony Birch and, of course, Ben Waller. Ben has lost his mind. Don't want to give any spoilers, but Ben has been making RocketJump the Show, and he's trying to film anything and everything he can. And he's gone overboard. This week follows that, and like usual, takes you down the rabbit hole to some deep, dark places that you don't see coming. It's hilarious as usual, so make sure you guys check that out. Also, if you head over to the RocketJump Film School, they're keeping it going with more content each and every week. This week, we've got the casting director from seasons 2 and 3 of VGHS, our very own Kate Farrington-Garcia, who teaches you how to hold your own casting session. She's an absolute pro. She knows her stuff, and she's done it for our show, so we know she knows what she's talking about. It's a fantastic video. It's very informative, and we think it'll help you guys out a lot, so go check that out. Also, the RocketJump Film School has an all-new Office Hours podcast with RocketJump Film School sound designer Kevin Senzaki, sitting down and giving you guys an idea of what films you should check out for studying sound design. We touch on a lot of the work in Star Wars and some of the new Transformers movies, some of the older flicks like Alien. Of course, we go over the famous Wilhelm scream. Anyways, check that out. It's a fantastic podcast. We think you'll enjoy it. But anyways, you came here to watch this podcast today, so we hope you enjoy that as well, and we hope you come back next week for the next one. All right, see you guys later. Welcome back to another episode of the Facerocker Podcast. We've been off for a couple weeks. As you can see behind us, that's why. A whole bunch of new stuff going on. It's really fancy, and that's why we're in another room again, because the old room is now being worked on. So like usual, we've been shifted to another area of the office. You know what?
We keep it interesting. We keep it new and fresh just to make everyone excited to come back every week.
Exactly.
Yeah, you every other week. Going to end up when you come
every
back
other month. Whenever.
Man, I need you guys with me more often. You make it sound way more professional.
Dude, we're here to help, man. We're here to make magic happen.
I'm here with Ashim Ahuja, Michael Tanango. You guys are production team for RocketJump the Show, correct?
We are indeed.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
And other wonderfulness that happens over here at RocketJump.
Mm-hmm. Ashim is actually our biggest champion of Rocket League here at the office. Anytime you see him, he's really excited about it. He walks in and is like, guys, great game. I'm so proud of you. That was a great goal. As you can see, I'm lying. He hates it.
Benji's sarcasm knows no limits.
But I wanted to bring you guys on for today's episode because we like to talk about things that have happened kind of recently in the zeitgeist of pop culture. Emmy Awards just happened.
Yeah, they did.
They did. I wanted to bring you guys in.
Got the master list right here.
Because, Ashim, you've actually worked in the awards show, and you've been a member of the Academy for a while and have helped.
I'm definitely not a member of
the
Academy.
Dude, you should have just let me go with it.
I
always thought you were.
No, definitely not.
Dude, you are.
I definitely worked like
I just assumed.
I worked in the press department.
You know, that's
You're a member. You don't work there. You just get a vote.
That's the whole.
Let me tell you, Ashim hired me back in January.
Yeah.
Yes,
and when he hired me, I decided, I'm going to add this guy on LinkedIn because I was still young.
Yeah.
I knew LinkedIn was a good thing.
The LinkedIn gig is how you
thought he was young.
LinkedIn.
Thought he was young 6 months ago.
6 months ago. So I
no, he didn't get it through LinkedIn.
I follow him on LinkedIn. His LinkedIn picture is him on the red carpet in a suit.
That's his Facebook picture, right?
Now here's what you don't know.
This is the secret.
The ear you can't see has an earpiece because I'm working the red carpet.
Dude, I actually thought you were there.
I thought it was a huge deal, though. I was like, oh my God, this guy.
And below frame, you see my press badge.
You're walkie and everything.
Yeah. So actually,
it's the perfectly framed photo.
Perfectly framed photo.
I thought it was a huge deal.
That's why I use it everywhere.
Well, anyways, that's why I wanted you guys here because I know you're big TV buffs. You watch your stuff. You know anything and everything. And Ashim, you obviously worked in that field a little bit. So first things first, I want to know, since I'm an outsider, and the older you get, obviously, the more cynical people you get, and you think it's all just crap.
A lot of these shows run pretty smoothly, and it's a full voting process. They have an academy obviously the Academy Awards, the Television Academy, and they go to their group of peers to vote for all these.
Yeah.
Every organization has different rules and different structures. How the voting works, the Oscars, sometimes you can have up to 5. There's 3 or up to 10, and there's 9. That's because they only take a certain number of votes. So there's just different rules that apply to each thing. But overall, there's a couple here and there that are a little bit of depends on who you know. But for the most part, it's a pretty honest voting process.
Okay, so speaking of the voting process, they did a different voting process this year, right? Holland was just telling us they did it somewhat differently.
What I've heard, but I can't speak to it very much. Something about blue ribbons. I don't know what
ribbons have been cut.
So they opened it up to the whole academy rather than a smaller group of people, which is great.
There you go.
Actually helps the numbers.
I'm surprised that's not what it was beforehand.
Yeah, to me that's what helps shows like
that makes way more sense.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
That, so that's cool.
So what I want to know is. I'm just going to play a quick round. We're not going to do the longest podcast today. I'm going to do a rounds of agree or disagree, or even so, or your own picks, or maybe things that weren't nominated, or just to make sure some of the things that we thought should have been maybe not given an award or anything like that, but just stuff that we enjoyed. So our own personal version of the stuff we enjoyed this year.
The Emmys that matter is what you're saying,
right?
This is really the Rockies. These are the Rockies. Okay, we're going to do a 30-minute of the
First
Rockies.
Annual Rockies.
Yeah,
Love it.
This is great.
Shout out to Johnny Boz, who made his own Johnny Boz Awards. By the way, we got a rocket jumper out there who did his own awards, and we actually won one. So that was pretty rad.
Did we get a trophy, Johnny? Gotta send it our way.
Send it our way.
Never sent it, but
at least a diploma, a plaque, certificate,
PDF,
a freight,
anything.
Zip.
We'll frame it. We'll pay for the frame.
All right, we'll pay for the frame. So just send us the PDF.
So I just want to get your take on it. Like a winner like John Hamm, nominated 16, 17 times, never won it. Is that like a career achievement award since it's his last year?
At a certain point, it's just more of like a lifetime achievement award.
Yeah, exactly.
You've been nominated, so it's
like it's his last chance. We got to make sure we get one before he's gone.
It's Scorsese winning.
Departed.
For Departed.
Okay.
You earn it at some point with your career, not necessarily
for that particular season.
I'll start it off by asking, what was something that you guys really enjoyed? We'll start with Ashim, and then Mike, you go ahead. What was something that you really enjoyed this year that maybe flew under the radar a bit or didn't receive some of the praise?
Nominated in a lot of things, didn't win a lot, but Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, I thought was one of my favorite shows of last year. It completely caught me off guard. Was hilarious. Was interesting. Was just out there. And it kind of epitomizes what I hate using the word, but new media shows can be like.
That's what we are. You can't hate
it. It's like something different and crazy, and it doesn't need the biggest audience. It just needs a loyal one, and I think it found that in a lot of people.
That's cool.
Absolutely.
I haven't got on that one. I watched the first episode, and then
shows that are on Netflix and Hulu or whatever. You have to give it the whole season. They're shorter seasons, so you're not bearing through 23 episodes something you don't like.
Yeah.
But you got to let it go because. Really,
the arc is
there's segmented one arc.
Episode,
yeah, exactly.
Right? Okay.
It's not just a show where if you don't like the characters, you're not going to like it. You have to see where it goes, and I think it's worth giving it a try.
Is there a certain number on Kimmy that you were hooked? Is it 2, 3?
3. I think
3.
By 2, I liked it right away.
Yeah.
But by 3, I was like, this is something different and cool. So, and the last 2 or 3 episodes are completely different from the first 2. There's no same you wake up here, you have breakfast here, you go to work here. It's not like a sitcom structure. It's all different. You know, so it's fun.
That's what makes it great. Yeah.
Mike, what is something that you were upset maybe didn't get enough love this year?
I gotta say, I understand why it didn't, but Brooklyn Nine-Nine, it's really young.
Yeah.
Then again, this is Kimmy Schmidt's first season, but they're Netflix, so they're considered a little. I feel like they're a little more highbrow.
But Brooklyn Nine-Nine got a lot of love from Golden Globes in its first season.
Yeah, it did.
So it's not that it's been consistently flying under the radar because it broke out right away.
Yeah, definitely. I wish. I'm seeing this right now. There's definitely some love. Andre Braugher for supporting actor. He didn't win, but he was up against Veep.
Personally, he's one of my favorite characters to watch on anything right now. He
fantastic.
is just I think that's a perfect casting choice, and Brower's just amazing. And playing off of Sandberg is just as good as it gets casting.
That show's so much fun.
Those guys play off of each other very well.
I really like that.
Definitely.
So
and Daredevil missed the cutoff, right? I think it just missed the cutoff because it should be on.
It won't be on there.
I mean, you know what? I gave you guys. I did stealing one from Stephen Colbert. I lobbed you guys a meatball, and neither of you said VGHS. I didn't get any love. I
God
set
damn
you
it.
up We don't. The award we have is that people enjoy it. They watch it.
Yeah.
We don't need anything.
The award
else.
we have is the comment section.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We love
you
it.
guys.
We
You're
love
the
it.
reward.
This is Lily, by the way. Her fur gets
Lily.
everywhere,
Okay.
so.
Speaking of Lily,
This
is Lily. Hello,
Hello.
Lily. Lily's our new office dog, trying to steal Charlie's spot. Charlie's been
true.
gone for a while.
Charlie's been out for a while.
Yeah,
Lily
where's
has-
Charlie been?
I don't know where
Just taking-
Chuck's been. He's
Taking some vacations.
I think he's on a vacation.
Some
yeah.
spa days.
Speaking
earned
of
it.
vacations, you live in the same area as me. I walked past the Wagmore for the first time last night. There's a dog hotel
Oh, sure.
in Studio City called the
Why are you
Wagmore.
surprised? You've heard of dog hotels?
I have, but
Like it's not like a boarding
Not
house. It's
one
like a
called
dog
the
hotel. It's called the Wagmore,
What do
and
you
like when
mean?
you
Okay.
when you walk past it, it has like a lobby, like a check-in
yeah,
lobby,
see,
and
that's-
like
that's what I'm
it's got a
picturing.
window where all the dogs are just
No,
like
but that's what
hanging
they
out,
have.
and there's like
No,
fancy
dog-
couches.
I'm not saying boarding place. I'm saying dog hotels.
Oh, no. Okay, I take my dog to my. I'm from Riverside, California.
Unfortunately.
It's in this,
Represent.
it's this
Wow.
little desert area
Don't worry
back
about it.
in the east of
You're not-
California.
you don't go visit when you come out
don't
here.
honestly don't visit. It's like no offense, but Riverside, but it's much better out here. But my family dog, they take him to a place out there called Amber's Pet Palace.
Oh,
Okay.
It's
That's good.
kind of
That's
like
like Indian food restaurants always calling it a palace, and it's like 8 tables with 5 chairs. Like, I mean,
I'm saying it's a really
And the
nice
ceramic-
place. Like,
the ceramic
but
flooring.
it's not the
But that-
Wagmore.
but that's still-
Like,
but
it
that's-
doesn't have a lobby with
but that's still
bellboys
that's
and
still even if it's called a palace, that's the name of the place. It is still a boarding facility.
It's a
That
really nice
is
one, though.
actually.
I will say it's a
hotel.
really nice one.
It is a dog hotel, and it's crazy. And they're all over down La Brea. I feel like down
Yeah.
past like 3rd, bunch of dog hotels.
Maybe I should take him. I should take Einstein out here for like a vacation.
I think
like,
Einstein
give him
deserves a
some
vacation.
R&R.
We should.
Let us know what you think of Einstein having a vacation, guys. We'll post some pictures.
Yeah.
I'll post a picture of my dog. Just don't worry.
So back to the Emmys again.
Oh, yeah,
television.
That was great.
Einstein
Back to-
Emmys, same
Back to
thing.
television. Right? Did you like that? It's professionalism. We've got printed
great.
out papers.
It's- I mean,
I'm bringing it today.
This is the
He
big
is.
time.
He
You know,
is.
when you ask Michael Tanango and Ashim Ahuja, like, come on
Hey,
a show.
this is
He's
Facerocker
got a
2.0.
we have Crafty back there. There's like
Yeah, there's a
premium
bowl of Reese's
caviar.
today.
I mean, it's a pretty swanking joint.
It's delicious.
All right, let's go down the list.
All right, let's
Go down the list.
so
Starting with the
watch-
big one.
I wanna tell you-
What are you going to... You
you want me to start with the big one? I'll start with the big one.
I was just going to say the big one.
Let's
Outstanding
start with the
drama.
two big ones.
Yeah, I don't
Outstanding
watch any of
drama
those
series. Winner was Game of Thrones. That's. I will say it got some stiff competition. Better Call Saul is great. House of Cards is great. Mad Men is great. Orange is the New Black. I don't watch, but I hear it's great.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, all
Yeah.
that is some stiff
I
competition.
That
like to
is-
laugh. I'm
that
sorry,
is. That was a
guys.
deep-
I
that
go-
was a deep
I have to deal
category.
with people
Okay,
all
okay.
day long when I go
You like
home.
to laugh?
I just wanna go
Outstanding
home and
comedy
laugh.
series.
That's it.
Outstanding comedy
Unbreakable
series.
Kimmy Schmidt was nominated.
I know.
Did not win.
Silicon Valley was awesome.
Dude, damn. Okay, a lot of stiff competition here too. Parks
Yeah.
and Rec,
Parks and Rec,
Silicon Valley, Transparent,
Parks and Rec
Veep.
coming in its last season too.
Veep
Yeah.
won, and I gotta say Veep deserves that.
Veep is-
so
now,
good.
because HBS seasons
clutch
are
as
so
it
weird, is
gets.
this technically Silicon Valley season 2, or is this still 1?
This would be
1, right?
Silicon
Season-
Valley season.
2.
Because 2
Two.
just
This would
came
be
out
2.
though.
I think it's 2. I think
Okay.
it counts for 2.
Two and
Two is fine.
Because that
2 is
season was
good.
going on at the same time
2
as
is-
Veep's season,
Oh,
and the
that's true,
episode of the
Wait,
committee
okay, well,
won for best.
Daredevil
Got it,
came out
okay.
before that, so I think
Yeah.
Daredevil's kind of
got snubbed.
Okay, here's the thing. Daredevil
hell?
was a fine show.
No, it was a fantastic
It's a
show.
fine show.
If
It
Daredevil,
the fight
all
scenes
if
were
all
like-
those episodes were a Marvel movie, it would be like the third best Marvel movie.
What?
Oh yeah, dude.
What?
Daredevil blows. all
Okay,
the
now we're
sequels out of
getting
water.
into
I'll
it.
tell you that right
No,
now.
sir. Wait, he plays what?
It blows Thor 2 and Iron Man
Captain
2
America
and 3.
2.
It easily beats Captain America 2.
I think it
No,
beats
I'm
Captain
sorry.
Captain America 2 is so much
Dude,
better.
Winter Soldier, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Winter
Winter Soldier was a
good
that was
movie.
one of the lamest things
Oh,
I've
sure,
ever
and
seen
I'm
in
sure
my
that's
life.
why
Somebody finally speaks out.
I'm sure that's why the
Dude.
directors are directing the next Avenger movie.
Here's-
I'm
here's
sorry.
the
sure
no,
that it
I'm
sucked.
sorry.
It's
Everybody
horrible.
liked it. I don't get
I
it.
loved it.
I'm not going to hate on everyone else. I just couldn't. The bad guy's name was Bucky. And the whole movie, America was like, Bucky, Bucky, no!
Okay,
And I just
but
couldn't take him
that's-
serious. He wasn't
that's
scary to
watering,
me.
Here's the thing,
That's
I-
watering down like a bad guy just to being a bad guy. But the whole point is that he's not just a bad guy.
I love the
Man, he's
movie. I
weak.
thought it was great. But
weak.
I think the amount of hype it got afterwards, I got out of hand.
No, that got way out of hand. I
Yeah,
completely
no.
agree. No one's arguing that. But that's what all the movies all get too much hype.
That's true.
So
We all do.
at a certain point, you got to filter that
And
out.
at the same time, we work in the business, so there can never be enough.
Because that was just
So-
bad. But Daredevil was just fine. Like the action, like there was almost there was like some really crazy long one takes.
Okay.
but they were like almost unnecessary.
Maybe
They
Daredevil
just cut
shouldn't
the shit
have
up
been
and,
outstanding drama
like,
series, but Charlie Cox should have gotten something.
He did
Like,
great.
Charlie Cox
he did
is
great.
fantastic
Okay, I
as
watched
Matt Murdock.
Stardust the other day, by the way, the Matthew Vaughn movie. Matthew
with
Vaughn,
De
who
Niro?
did Kingsman and Kick-Ass.
De Niro,
Okay.
Great
De Niro's
movie.
in it for like
but
2 minutes, I think.
Oh, yeah,
really?
but it's great. He's a great role. It's worth watching. But Charlie Cox is after watching Daredevil and then watching that, I could not recognize him. So I don't know who transformed him, but if I transformed for Daredevil, I'll tell you that.
So we got the big ones out of the way.
I agree. I agree with Veep. Veep. If you guys haven't watched Veep, that
I
show
need to watch
is
Veep.
absolutely
Definitely
incredible.
need to watch it. I need to get my
Julia
hands on it.
Louis-Dreyfus is a
time, I
national
didn't watch Veep
treasure.
because I'm not a big politics guy, but honestly, no one could care about politics less than me, and you're gonna love Veep.
You don't have,
Veep
yeah.
is so
It has no, you don't have to.
It doesn't have anything to do with
It's
politics.
fantastic.
Last
The
Man on Earth is
episode,
pretty good.
it actually won
Last
for.
Man on Earth. Oh, okay. Let's talk about Last Man on Earth.
Oh, here we
Dude,
go.
honestly,
Settle
That's
on
a
in.
rad
For
show.
a long time, there was a stigma with like Fox not being able to pull off a live action comedy for a long time.
Really?
Yeah, and because they had Family Guy in America, like it was basically
Yeah.
during the early.
Well, it
Seth
was
MacFarlane
after
years.
Arrested Development took off.
Exactly.
There was just this gap. It felt like,
huge
yeah,
gap. Yeah. They tried every year. There's one that wasn't terrible. It was called. It had the guy from Reaper in it. Something about Tucson.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love
Here
that guy.
in
By the way,
Tucson,
he's in
I
Deadbeat
think.
also. One of our
Yeah.
Hulu.
Yeah, Hulu
brethren.
represent Deadbeat.
Yeah, represent Hulu.
Appreciate you.
Hashtag RocketJump on Hulu.
Hashtag it.
But anyways, but now they've got Last Man on Earth, which is great. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which is great. Like they're coming back with comedy.
They're bringing it. And I remember, I mean, remember when we were kids when Fox first came out, it had a lot.
Oh, yeah,
of,
they
like, the
were, like, the Comedy
original
Network,
slate
yeah.
was fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Married with Children. So, oh man, I couldn't
It's
get
bad
enough
that
of
I
that show.
don't remember what shows go on what network. Like you say, oh, Fox
No,
and
it's
comedy
just
and
not
so on.
bad. It-
No, because now we live in the
Yeah.
Hulu age, where everything's just
Yeah.
online. Hulu and Netflix.
Everything's about Hulu.
It's all one network.
Hulu's
Hulu
best.
and
It's all about
Netflix.
I
Hulu.
just love
Hulu's the
Hulu.
best. They're
I mean,
fantastic.
Okay, let's talk about one that I'm really
Heroes.
upset about, though.
Okay, let's.
Like the one I'm most
I
upset
can see it
about.
in your eyes.
No, not that
What are you
one.
upset with?
Outstanding supporting actress in a comedy.
Oh yeah.
Because
Ooh, okay.
that had some crazy stiff competition.
Okay, so we got
Such as
There was one here,
Brooklyn
let's do that.
Nine-Nine. Girl, no, this is the wrong one.
No,
What
you're
am I
looking at
saying?
acting. Looking up here, we got Julie Bowen,
we go.
Modern Family. Look,
Yep.
even if Modern Family isn't what it used to be, like it's still a great show.
No, it's still really funny.
Yeah.
We got I don't know how to say her first name. Is it Mayim or Mayim? It's Mayim Bialik, right?
Mayim Bialik.
Yeah, from Big
Don't
Bang
ask
Theory.
me.
Same thing. I'm not a Big Bang Theory
Jane
fan.
Krakowski,
She's great.
Kimmy Schmidt.
Jane Krakowski, Kimmy Schmidt, amazing.
Now your
Anna,
favorite though.
Anna Chlumsky in Veep.
right.
She had like one of the best scenes
in a while.
in television.
In a while.
Like, oh my god.
That's
was
not a bold
fantastic.
statement.
You know who won? Allison Janney in CBS Mom. Like
Hey,
typical
I-
like
I'm
sitcom
sorry.
style.
Even
No.
that may be one of those awards
don't
just
blame
for
the
like
style
career
on
for
her.
what they did. I don't know, but Allison
Like, she
Janney
didn't create
is
the style.
incredible.
She was just living in it. Like she did a good job, and she did a good job. You can't blame don't call it a sitcom style. Like if an actor.
I'm just
is
saying it's so
good,
generic.
like-
It's so bland. Like everything about that show is bland. I've seen a couple episodes. It's not that great.
All right,
But that's the
moving on,
show,
moving
not the
on. Have you
performance.
seen-
Her
have you seen-
performance,
You know
though, it
what?
may not be a show you like or the style you like,
okay,
but that
I might
performance
have
in it
to-
is
okay,
what
I'm
brings
gonna
the
have to
heat.
agree with you
I'm
guys.
moving on this conversation. I'm bored. We're gonna keep going.
Well, you can just get out. Thanks.
outstanding-
Thanks.
Okay,
Our
what do you guys-
co-host for
Lily's
today
move-
is bored.
Lily's moving on. Lily's
what do
done
you-
with this.
What do you guys think about American Horror Story being classified as a miniseries, even though it's
not.
Not.
It's got a
not.
full television
like-
season.
Yeah.
It should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
yeah,
Okay,
that's
cool.
upsetting.
Glad we did that.
It's just goof. They did that for a couple years. They had
okay.
Orange is the New Black as a
Outstanding
comedy,
television.
I feel like, for
Now
the
they switched
longest
it to a
time,
drama.
which it
Yeah,
shouldn't have.
well, that's also like it should have been.
Yeah,
like
it could be both.
I think it might not have been Orange is the New Black, but I remember one year it was the biggest joke of the Emmys or Golden Globes calling one of like a movie or a show. I don't remember which one. A comedy is like this is the biggest laugh of the evening.
Yeah,
it's like yeah, right.
because
it's
there's
a
not
comedy.
enough like
in what world is
nominations.
this movie show a comedy?
Oh, you're
you know?
talking about. And this is where
I think
Benji's
Eternal
gonna
Sunshine was in
put-
for comedy once.
I think that's probably.
You went too
Right?
far back. I'm
That's-
talking about
that's
like,
far-
I'm talking
okay.
about 2 years ago.
I was like,
Yeah.
Benji's gonna put the name of the show. He's gonna use editing magic to put it in right here, so I sound smart. Oh, gosh, you're talking about.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay,
Okay.
so with that, everyone thought it was a comedy, and it's like, this is not a comedy. I'm
comedy,
sorry.
yeah.
Did you ever watch the show Hello Ladies on HBO?
That's got the English guy.
Yes.
What's that
Yes.
guy's name?
The
That
English
was.
guy.
I thought that
That-
show. That's one that I would put on the category that flew under the radar for
Yes.
as long as it did. That's
But,
a great.
Oh my
show.
god, how awkward was that show?
Oh, it's.
I
mean,
I
it's Merchant and Gervais. That's what they do.
Yeah, that's
That
what
is-
they
that
do.
is
No,
They
it's
like
what,
making you
it's what
uncomfortable.
they do. But to the extent that they went with Hello Ladies,
Yeah.
They
like
do it
I like every episode, I was like, do I actually want to keep watching this? And I did, but just because I don't know why.
Well, that character is
Like-
so fantastic because he's
He's
not
awful.
and he's not. I mean, he's awful, but at the same time, he does have
He
a good
doesn't
heart.
mean- no,
he
of
doesn't
course,
mean it. He just
but he's
really
just
wants
stupid.
to be the man, you know, and he just can't.
So I
He's-
haven't watched
oh.
the movie, which is what this
Is
why
it more
was
awkward?
good.
I
But
haven't
it
seen
was
any of
good?
Is
Okay.
it
It was
more
good.
awkward than Curb Your Enthusiasm? Is that show
in a different way.
Okay.
That's like forced awkward. Where this is like, oh man, you did that. Like
this is like is like you actually feel sick watching this guy. Like
no,
there's a couple times where you actually
it's nauseating awkward.
I don't know if I can do that.
There's a couple times.
It's even as simple of things of like things are going so well and then they just don't, and it was just a stupid mistake.
Well, there's an episode. There's one episode which really stuck out to me. He was trying to throw a big party.
That's
to,
what I was thinking.
He's the
man.
Pool party,
right?
The pool party, and he invites all these models, and he goes and rents out this apartment pool. Because he doesn't have his own pool. So he rents out an apartment pool, and when he goes to have the party, there's like a 10-year-old having a birthday party before his party. So he like kicks them out, gets in a fight with the mom, takes over the apartment pool, goes to, I can't remember what he does. He leaves to go do something, and he hired a security team to make his party seem as legit as possible. And while he's doing that, the security team shows up, and then they won't allow him into his own party. So the rest of the episode is him trying to break back into his own party, and constantly being thrown out and embarrassed, and he's just so broken at the end.
And I think what makes it even worse is that, if I'm not mistaken, he leaves because the party's not happening. Like no one showed up. So he leaves. And then it gets started, and he realizes it, and he wants to come back, but he can't get in.
He can't get in.
And it's things like that just make you so sad. It's just so sad.
That's a good show. Check that one out.
I never saw Bessie. I want to see that.
Yeah,
that's supposed to be cool. Daily Show winning for Talk Series as that goes away.
That deserves everything it gets.
It deserves as many as it humanly can.
That's another one of those Lifetime Achievement Award type things.
But I mean,
that show
so well deserved.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I
mean,
I'm really looking forward to seeing what he.
It's a very important show just in terms of American culture and just our history,
especially our generation.
Yep, especially our generation. That's something that when we're old men, we'll like talk about.
I mean, that was our news. That was our news.
That was our news. You're right.
And seeing what
that's who I trusted.
Yeah. I think it was Josh Gad wrote. He wrote a quote about Daily Show where he said, "Jon Stewart is my generation's Dan Rather." Says, I'm not sure what that says more about my generation or about like the world we live in.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a good way to put that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And seeing what Colbert's doing now on that talk show is doing such a great job.
It's really interesting.
On the Late Show? Yeah, no, absolutely.
I mean, I'm anxious the next couple of years because now late night has so many just heavy hitters out there. I just can't wait. I feel like everything's just going to be every night is just going to be so much good content to watch because of that. I'm really excited.
Yeah, well, and that's been an interesting thing to see how I love Jimmy Fallon and Kimmel and everything. I know we worked with Kimmel before, but it's interesting to see how like the difference in different shows. How like it used to just be like late night TV used to be a blend of like games and fun with celebrities, but also like honest and good interviews. And I feel like it's gone to like either extremes of like it's either like a game night or it's a show that really like hits home. And it's interesting to see that difference, and there's some things to enjoy with both, but it's like I'm curious to see if it'll reach an equilibrium.
It's all like it's waving, and it's
each show will find a balance rather than one show doing this well
the other one doing the other one well.
So now what we're all really excited for, outstanding reality competition.
Hey, we're working on a reality show, so
we're working on a documentary series with narrative short films.
You're fired, Mike.
We got The Amazing Race, Dancing with the Stars, Project Runway, So I Think You Can Dance, The Chef.
Are we really going to go through this?
No, I'm just kidding.
Right, well, The Voice.
The Voice won. I gotta tell you, I love The Voice.
The Voice. I'll tell you what. The Voice is cool. The best thing about The Voice, the reason it's cool is just when the people are singing, just the auditioning rounds or whatever it is. It's just so much fun to watch the pros listen. To watch musicians listen to someone else's voice and to see the cogs turn in and to see the moment when it clicks or when they notice a note or when they notice something happen that they're like, that's it. That's what makes them. I think that's the best part of that show. That's really interesting to watch. I think that's really cool.
I remember the first time I saw The Voice, I was at a sushi restaurant.
Do you want sushi?
Cut. Yeah.
And like it was the premiere, and I was like, "Oh, I heard about the show," and like I was hooked.
It's just another way. I mean, like I'm really excited about the return of Project Greenlight because I think it's really fun and interesting to watch like a professional to watch a pro recognize talent, to watch a pro recognize someone that has it. I think that's absolutely fascinating and is invaluable to watch. Definitely.
Project Greenlight's been really
I'm excited about that. Yeah,
for sure.
Definitely. What's next on our sheet? What do we got?
I'm kind of skimming through it. We kind of talked
writing.
There's a lot. There's like a million things.
We can talk about writing. You want to talk about writing for comedy?
Yeah, dude.
This is very important.
Writing for
episodes
comedy.
Getting some love.
Writing for comedy.
I need to watch episodes.
Is that the one with
Joey?
Friends,
yes.
Matt LeBlanc. Sorry, Matt LeBlanc.
Joey.
Our apologies.
Matt
How
LeBlanc.
you doing?
He's great. Writing for comedy, I thought was one of the stiffest categories because there's 2 episodes. There are like maybe 3 or 4 episodes of Silicon Valley that I thought were just about as good as it gets in terms of writing throughout the season.
2 Days of the Condor. though. What was nominated
was fantastic.
So
and I was like,
good.
and when I'm looking at the nominees, I'm like, there's only one possible episode of anything that could beat it, and it's the episode of Veep when they have the committee going on, and that's just incredible. That thing is a masterclass.
It's interesting to me how they actually do that and how they nominate a specific episode.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
I think it's cool that the pilot of Last Man on Earth. You don't see that often, I don't think.
No,
Yeah,
because usually the pilot, usually episode 2 is pilot version 2.
Exactly.
So usually the second episode is where a show really hits a stride and it's a voice that they want to emulate for the rest, and the pilot is the way to pitch to the world what the show is. So it's really cool to see that their pilot, got nominated. I feel like you're going to see that a lot coming forward, is that shows that aren't doing the pilot style of testing and then just like revamp their whole structure, is that your pilot's going to be what your show's going to be. And
do you think that's because of, like you said, the way the medium's changing a little bit? It gives people more liberty to bring the heat the first episode instead of worrying about...
Not necessarily bring heat the first episode, but you're actually making your whole show at once.
Gotcha.
So you have this liberty to write your whole show, and you don't have to give everything away in the first episode.
I see.
Exactly.
The fact that the first episode is truly just him alone until the end is great. That's awesome.
Yeah,
because
it's amazing.
That's every single episode after that.
Spoiler
One more
alert.
person gets there and comes, and you watch the show, and if not, go watch it.
No, you should start watching the show.
And it spoils the first episode. I'm so sorry. And that's really cool. I think that's
absolutely,
awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
But yeah, Veep won, so that's...
And Will Forte just
Who wants
deserves
the
anything
drama?
and everything.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Mother's Mercy was a good
I need to watch
episode.
Game of Thrones.
That was the one when the
Spoiler
Shame
alert.
Walk, right? That's
Yeah.
the Shame Walk episode. Okay, that's okay. I get that one. That makes sense.
Directing for a comedy series. I mean, you got some big names up there. You got
Right.
I mean, you have Phil Lord and Chris Miller.
Yep.
Again, for the pilot. Damn,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Pilot, Mike Judge for Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
That show, I just watched season 2. I mean, that show
Dude,
is so good.
It gets
No.
better.
It's so funny.
For a comedy, it's so intense.
It's so intense.
It's so intense.
What I love
and
about
it's
that-
such a goofball comedy. It blows
Yeah.
you away just how riveting it is for guys in a startup. It's so good.
My theory on that is that show is actually first written as a Hollywood show. It's a show about this guy. It's by a guy who has a script and a bunch of filmmakers that want to make a movie. And he's pitching around town, and they look like this is just like every other nonsense. Wait a minute. What if we relate this to the Bay
Switch from
Area?
Hollywood
Okay,
to
it's a guy with a program
Yeah.
with a bunch of other programs. You go to the grocery store, and you have people bother you about the apps that they make, and you have the big studio,
pretty good.
and you are
Yeah.
it's like kind of the same
That
world.
makes sense. I
But
believe
the
that.
way they went is just so much fun,
It's-
and it's riveting, and it's like it's one of it has that awkward sense of humor in the way of like these guys just keep effing up, and they keep.
Yeah.
There was a great cameo this season. It was the neighbor in the with
Oh,
the wheelchair.
yeah, the ferrets?
Laszlo. I remember him as Laszlo from Val Kilmer's Real Genius back in the 80s.
I've been thinking about your laser solution.
He was also the Wolfman in the Monster Squad.
Kick him in the north! Kick him in the north! He doesn't have north! Do it! Do it! Wolfman's got north!
I don't know that actor's
How
real
do you
name.
remember all this?
But he is so. I love that guy. So when I
He's
saw
such a
him,
great
I just
actor.
started jumping for. I was like, Laszlo. I don't know. I got to check his name. This is another one of those moments where
his name was.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep,
There you go.
definitely. That was
There
it.
you go.
So yeah, that's kind of what I think of though.
I think it's cool. Now, obviously, we've gone through all the categories, and there's a lot of people that always give those award shows heat, and they're like, "Oh, it's just people patting asses. It's not that good of a show." Like, I don't feel like there's. What can they do to make it more enjoyable? I mean, that's what it is. You've got 3 hours to announce all these categories. How much can you really fit?
I
in to
didn't
make
watch it honestly,
fun
so
and
I don't.
funny in
I don't
between.
know how the night.
I watched the opening bit with Sandberg. Yeah, he was really great.
Yeah.
Again, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Good show.
I think the key for any show, and the Oscars is what I watch every year. Is
Yeah.
that's like the only show that I really make sure that I watch every year. It's just finding better writers and more consistent writers, and also finding the voice of your host.
That's
like
what
the
it
same
is.
writer can't write for Ellen and James Franco.
No,
Like
yeah.
that's just
Absolutely.
and I
Yeah.
really think it's either you find the right team that's consistent. Honestly, get the Daily Show writers, get
Yeah.
SNL writers. Don't put your own like hodgepodge team together. Like go out and find the best writing team there is out there.
Yeah.
Bring them on for the month
Absolutely.
of the show.
Yeah.
Write for that host. Have the host involved. Let the host I just think that's the biggest problem is that the host doesn't feel connected to the material.
Yeah.
And then it's awkward because a lot of times it's just actors. It's not comedians. It's not
Yeah.
people that are late show hosts or something like that. Like they're just people that act. And if they're not given the right material, they're going to perform badly. Like, are we surprised?
If you could pick a host, Who would it be? Someone that hasn't done it yet.
It's still alive?
Tell me who's been your favorite so far.
I think,
and who you would like to see
based
someday.
off the Late Show. I want to see Stephen Colbert.
Okay.
Colbert, really?
Colbert.
I love Jon Stewart.
Yeah.
And I think Stephen Colbert could be hilarious. And
Yeah.
you know what's really funny too is I never loved the Colbert Report, but even in this last just week of him being on the Late Show, I'm like, damn.
He's
you
a
know
very intelligent
who
man.
would be a funny
I never
Emmys
seen
host?
who.
Louis C.K.
Louis C.K. would be
I think
hilarious.
that's a cool pick.
He's just so like not Hollywood that they would never.
Yeah.
That's why it'd be so funny.
It'd be amazing, but I don't think
I feel like he would tear it apart the whole time.
Oh, he
It would
would.
be
No,
so
absolutely.
much fun to just
well,
watch
but
him crap on it.
that's why I'm
almost
saying-
kind of like Ricky in
Exactly.
a sense.
That's what I'm
but
saying.
not as-
Colbert.
yeah.
I feel like he would be smarter about it.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be as
No,
blunt.
definitely,
He wouldn't be as
Yeah.
blunt. He'd be a little more
More subversive with his
polite
digs.
about
Yeah.
it, and just make
Yeah.
the jokes that will make everyone laugh and not politely laugh.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's the difference because I feel like you want it to be an inclusive night. You want
Yeah.
it to still be fun. You don't want to just crack jokes about it. You want to make jokes that are inclusive and fun and enjoyable. So I don't know. I think he'd be a good choice.
Yeah.
I don't know. What about you?
I dig that.
You think
Louis
Louis
C.K.?
C.K.?
Louis C.K.
How about you?
That's cool.
What do you think?
Oh man, I don't know. I got no one. I don't
Jimmy
know.
Fallon?
I would pick. You can't ask
Fallon
me
could
because
be
I would
funny.
pick a pro wrestler for everything, and that just wouldn't work. So I can't. Yeah.
Ronda Rousey?
Yeah. She ain't no pro wrestler. She actually beats people up.
Yeah,
terrifyingly. Sorry, Ronda.
The Rock?
We're not saying
The Rock?
Dude, The Rock. Put Dwayne in there.
Oh,
I'm surprised he's not hosting. He's doing every other movie for the next 20
Did you
years.
see the Christmas special that he did last year?
No.
He did a Christmas special. You have to look this up. It was the
With
weirdest
who?
freaking. No, him.
Wait,
It was
for
in
what?
it was in
Just him?
D.C. The Obama family was there, front row. And he
The
started
Rock's
just singing.
holiday
He just
Christmas
started,
special?
Yeah, and it had random
watch that. I'd watch
it
that.
had random artists, like great bands and musicians were there, and like some choir thing, whatever. And then he started just like randomly singing at one point. It's like what is happening? Yes, it got completely under the radar. But
I had no idea.
Jane
I
Lynch,
live for The Rock.
Jane Lynch would be funny.
Ooh, Jane Lynch is a good call.
I'm hooked on Dwayne The Rock Johnson now.
Yeah,
That'd
Dwayne.
be so
Look this
good.
up. Look up.
Dwayne. I'm gonna look that
Rock
up.
2014 Christmas special. It was the weirdest.
I can't believe I didn't know about that. That sounds magical.
It was magical.
We are here backstage, Christmas in Washington, getting work done. I just met the president, and he had just shared with me that he was, in fact, my biggest fan.
That sounds
It was
magical.
magical indeed.
Sounds like everything I
It was
want Christmas
great.
to be. Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, you have it here. We started off talking about the Emmys, and now we want you to go watch The Rock's magical Christmas special.
Oh, and follow on Instagram actually. I mean, follow us obviously,
No.
but his
Yeah.
Instagram is
Honestly, his
hilarious.
Instagram is great.
Follow us
yeah.
on Instagram. Before you guys go, where can the peeps follow you guys on the socials if you want? if you'd
My
like.
Twitter and Instagram is Ashim11.
Boom. Awesome.
Easy.
At Mike T182.
Boom. There you have it.
182.
Guys, thanks for
Done.
joining us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Well,
watch the show when it comes out on Hulu.
Watch the
Hashtag
show.
RocketJump on Hulu.
Yeah, use RocketJump on Hulu.
Rocket Jump on Hulu is the
RocketJump on Hulu is the official
official
hashtag.
hashtag.
Is this our
Use
first
that.
official hashtag?
I think so. I mean, it's
so,
like
yeah.
it came from the top. It came
We've
from the
done
big
it.
boys.
It came from
so
the big
use
boys.
RocketJump on Hulu whenever you want to talk about the show.
Yep.
It was
Get
just announced
excited.
last week about this VR piece that we have going on. That's gonna hopefully come out in November. We'll obviously keep you
Awesome.
informed about that.
That's rad.
The
A
funny
lot of
thing
fun
is
stuff.
that the two of us worked on this VR piece, but neither of us owns a personal VR headset.
No.
So
No,
I
I
worked
have
on
no-
this thing that I
I
can't
have
watch.
I have no idea what it looks like.
So
I just filmed
But if
it.
you
and
have a
we-
VR headset, definitely
Check it out.
Check it out.
Get
When it's
ready.
out.
Go to the library and rent run. Do they have that now?
I don't think at the library.
You know, I just moved.
You got to do
The
that.
library?
I just moved
Yeah,
next
get
to the
that going.
Burbank
The
Public
library.
Library.
The
I'm really
library,
excited
man.
to
I'm
do that.
from the Midwest. We say library.
Yeah.
It is library.
yeah.
Library.
Did you ever watch Scrubs?
Yeah. No.
It is a strawberry.
Wait, you don't watch Scrubs?
Never watched Scrubs. Couldn't
Dude,
do it.
Scrubs is the
Don't
best.
like
You gotta
get in-
Scrubs.
you gotta get
This
in
is a
Scrubs.
whole new
Scrubs-
episode, and we need
Scrubs-
Arnold for this.
Scrubs is
I
one of the
don't like
best.
Scrubs. No.
How much did you watch? All right, sorry.
Don't want to.
We'll come back and talk
To be
about
Done
Scrubs
enough.
later. This
To
is
be
a to be
continued.
continued.
Anyways, thanks, guys. We'll be back again.
Thanks for watching,
Hashtag
guys.
Benji watch Scrubs.
Benji watch Scrubs. Start it up.
Okay.
It's a big
that's
campaign.
it.
Benji
Shut
watch
it
Scrubs.
down.
Come on.
Shut it
It's trending
down.
right now.